Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus.com, and today I'm taking a look at the Whatnot cabinet, a prototype of the Whatnot cabinet, a really nice prototype of the Whatnot cabinet. It doesn't look like a prototype, does it? It looks, you're as impressed as I am, aren't you? Look at that, and I have it upside down. Look at that, something starting off with a bang, and that's, look at that, Okay, but it worked out, because if I flip it, it's the right order. See, I planned this. I knew this was going to happen. Don't worry about it. I got you. Anyway, this is a prototype of the Whatnot cabinet from Pencil First Games. Design, art, creative directors, all those folks, Stephen Finn, Beth Sobel, I hope I'm saying that right, and Eduardo Baraf. It is intended to be played for players 8 and up for about 20 minutes, 1 to 4 players. Ooh, a solo mode. I like solo modes. All right. A game of rare, unusual, and intriguing objects. I should probably also mention that the Whatnot cabinet is a tile placement set/pattern collection game. So in the Whatnot cabinet, your overall goal is to populate your cabinet with a variety of objects that are often the same color or the same type of object. So here you see some of the scoring on a sample cabinet in the back of the box. You score 4 points for having 4 objects that are blue. You score 3 points for having all leaves. So columns work with colors, rows work with objects. Let's see what's in the box. The Whatnot cabinet, like I said earlier, can be played between 1 to 4 players. So we have 4 cabinets, different colors. You have purple, green, orange, and blue. You have your journey board, which is a board everybody will use all together. There's also an expansion called the Fascination Pack that consists of cards that let players earn more points for matching things in their cabinets between the type and the color. There's also the solo mode, which dictate how the AI control player comes out, what you're supposed to do when they do. I'm kind of omitting the quantity of a lot of these objects, a lot of these components, only because this is a prototype. Many of them will be subject to change. I will count out the point tokens though, one by one. So let's go. They come in denominations of blank, meaning you scored nothing, 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. Let's begin. 1, 2. Kidding. I think there's 150 of these things are supposed to be. There's a lot of them. See, I just said a number, didn't I? There's more than one point token. There you go, more than one. These are the curiosity cards. So these are basically objectives that everybody's sort of racing to get to score the victory points in the upper left. So this one is you fill off 4 corners, you get an additional point. Complete a row and a column, you get 2 points. And you feel really good about yourself because you accomplished something you set out to. Or you stumbled upon it blindly and were still successful and can still brag and show off to your friends. And these are wonder cards, which are sort of communal objectives that you can score points on throughout the rounds of the game. And then one thing that I really like to see games do, and this is a prototype and it's still there, is our reference cards. I love a good reference card. And then you have the actual tokens. So for a 2-player game, players would take 2. For a 3 or 4 player game, everybody would just take 1. Believe it or not, I actually forgot to mention one of the most important components of the game, which are the actual tiles themselves, conveniently located in this bag that coincidentally also has the name of the game on it. So yes, it's full of tiles. See, you believe me, right? You gotta shake it up a little bit so you have different tiles. Okay, I probably should have mentioned that, huh? So you have different tile types. You have like gems, you have animals, special ability cards, tiles. This one lets you take a tile. That's another stone. That one I illustrate my point well. You have jars. It's a good jar. I already showed the bird as an animal. There's also a cat, but that's still an animal type. And of course, the one I'm looking for, I don't see because that's how life works, especially when you're recording something, and leaves. So those are the different types. And the colors are, green, blue, yellow, purple, red. Yeah. So we'll get into that. How I omitted that, I have no idea, but mistakes happen. I guess if I ended it here, it'd be really weird because I haven't told you anything about how it plays. I've explained so little. You're like, well, what is he talking about? Like, why do I care? Let me show you why. So I have a 2-player setup here for the orange and purple player. I have 1 wonder card here, which can be scored up, I guess, at the end of the game or at the end of the round. For every animal tile we get a point. That just stays out. That's communal. These you're sort of racing for the curiosity cards. Same color, different types in a row. 4 of the same object anywhere. 7 objects placed with no row or completed column. That one seems kind of difficult to work towards. 4 crowns and same type, different color in a row. On the actual journey board here, it sort of lays out, first of all, the turn order. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the order in which you would go. First player has an advantage, they get to pick first. So these 5 columns here represent the 5 different things you can do. Oh, also, you're supposed to start the first round with one of these special ones. So just get rid of that one and I'll replace it with that. Number 1 means you can draw 3 tiles from the bag, pick 2 of them, and discard 1. So if you take your pawn and put it on 1, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 different actions. So that's action 1. Action 2 is draw 2 tiles from the supply, from the bag, take 1, place the other one into the outdoor. This area here is called the outdoor, so that'd be 5 there, well, theoretically. And take 1. So you have to take one of them from the 2 you drew, and then the other one, you have a choice between that one and then whatever else is out here. This one, number 3, is add 1 tile to the outdoor from the bag, and then take 2 tiles. So you're basically just adding 1, take 2. Number 4 is you add 2 to the outdoors. You add 2 tiles here, you take 2. And number 5 is you wipe away, hence the little, you can see the little broom there. You sweep away, you wipe away the outdoor, put out 4 more tiles, and then you pick 2. So those are the 5 different things you can do on a turn. Fascination expansion. Let me just explain it real fast. You would shuffle up all the different types of cards, give everybody 1. And then you would shuffle up all the colors, give everybody 1. And then at the end of the first and second rounds of the game, everybody would reveal one of them. So player 1 might reveal animal, and then for every animal they have in their cabinet, they would get an additional point. Everybody would do that. And then whoever has, let's say I had 3 animals, and then the purple player had 2, I'll get an additional 1 point because I had more things that matched one of my fascination cards. Exact same for the color. So if you had, so say red and green at the end of the second round, I had 3 red objects and the purple player had 4 green objects. So they had more green, so they would get a point for each, and then an additional point because they had more of what matched their fascination card. Take a couple of turns here. In a 2-player game, you take 2 turns per round. So that's theoretically every turn you'd have 2. You take 2, so you fill up, your cabinet of up to 12 objects. In a 3 to 4-player game, there are 6 rounds, so you have 6 rounds to fill up 2. What would I do here? So I would probably do number 4. So that means I get to take 2 from the bag, and then I get to draw 2. So now something to think about. Now there's an additional animal. Yes, I score points for every animal, but if I take these 2, I can start working on getting greens. All right, I'm probably going to take these 2 because I want to start building out. If I can get 4 points for having a row of all green, that would be preferable. And then it's the purple player's turn. They're going to draw 1 from the supply and put it in. They get to draw. So 3 is drawing 1 and taking 2. So they're probably going to take the 2 purples so they can start working on getting some purples there. All right, they get to go again. They're going to draw 2 from the supply. What are the odds of getting the same thing there? So they're going to pick 1 and probably going to take that one, start working on some reds. And then last but not least, I want to do this one, which means you draw 3 from the supply, take 2, and then we're going to discard 1. So I'm not doing anything with the actual outdoor right here. Let's see. All right, this one is a special. These are both special tokens. This one is basically almost the equivalent of step number 5, with the exception that you only draw one additional tile. I'm going to discard that one. I don't want to use that one. So I'm going to take these two, I guess. So I guess I'll start blue right there. And then this one will just go over. I just keep it here. That's going to score me a point at the end of the game. And I get to draw an additional tile and place it. Oh boy, let's see what this is going to be. Purple. This is not something I can really use right now. Okay. Let's put that there. So now what happens is where you are placed on the journey board is the turn order for the next turn, which is coincidentally exactly the same. But if you see 3, 2, 1, you score points for, if you're in the first spot, you score 3 points. At the end of the round, 2 points, 1 point. So you're kind of incentivized to kind of weigh out, do I want to do this one in order to get 3 points at the end, or am I going to build something that's worth more if I go elsewhere? And the same for 2 and 1 points, and then the fourth spot gets nothing there. So just to illustrate how scoring would work, you would score 4 points for having all the same color in a column, whereas I have different objects here: animal, leaf, shell. I would score 1 point for that row, in addition to any potential curiosity cards up here, and then you score a point for the wonder card. So that's on a basic level how the Whatnot cabinet works. So my final thoughts on the Whatnot cabinet. I really enjoyed it. I feel like for a prototype, it's pretty close to completion. The thing I like most about this game is the fact that my wife enjoyed it. She's not always really ready to learn a new game because she feels like too many things kind of come to the table, which she's not wrong. She liked this game. She really got into it and enjoyed it, even with me not just learning it right there on the fly and playing it. So it's a really good gateway game, I think, to bring people into the hobby who aren't necessarily enthusiasts. But I think it also works on a level where enthusiasts can also get into it. So, you can add things like the fascination pack or what have you if you want to spice things up a little bit. But just the core game here is really fun, really good gateway elements to it. It's patterns, it's colors, objects. It works very well. I think that's the fact that my wife liked it, to me, is like the most important thing about this game, period. I liked it as well, but the fact that she liked it really means something. It's fun. I like it a lot, and we bring this one to the table quite a bit. And one thing I like, the solo game is really good. Really enjoyed it. Really well thought out solo mode. So I definitely recommend the Whatnot cabinet. A lot of fun. Check it out.